Emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. Last week we reported on the alternative to religious education and said it was the school child's dream because they weren't actually allowed to learn anything. We said that the classes offered to pupils who opt out of confessional RE lessons are not really classes at all. They must be supervised, but they mustn't be taught anything which is connected to the school curriculum. Well, picking up that theme this week, the 2006 law gives Catholics, Jews, Muslims and Evangelicals, the four recognised or main recognised religious groups in Spain, the option of providing classes on their beliefs to those pupils who wish to take them. But for those who decide not to take up any of these subjects, the alternatives range, depending on the school they attend, from nothing to not much. It is entirely up to the goodwill of the teacher concerned as to whether the pupils do something useful or just waste the time away. Some schools do offer extra tuition in that time and technically break the law in so doing. Other schools are a bit more subtle. They get the children to play at numbers, for instance, which of course is not quite the same as doing maths. However, such schools are the exception. In New Castile, education official Eugenio Alfaro says, "We often receive complaints from parents because there are very religious, in other words Catholic, teachers who force the lay pupils to sit there for 2 hours doing nothing. It's dreadful." In Catholic schools, most of which are financed by the state, there is no alternative subject to RE because the schools claim of a lack of demand. Of course, the only RE on offer is Catholic RE at that. They say our pupils choose us because they're Catholics. It wouldn't make sense for them not to want to attend RE. Well, so says Maria Rosa de la Cierva, Catholic Ecclesiastical Secretary in Madrid and right-hand woman of Archbishop Carluco. She expresses disgust at the many state schools which put RE in the first or last slots of the day, which means lay pupils can simply go home. This shouldn't be allowed to happen. You can't disadvantage RE in this way, she says. Well, frankly, it's hard to see what de la Cierva is getting steamed up about. Putting RE classes in the middle of the day is not going to increase the number of pupils who attend them. And given that in many cases the alternatives to RE are an utter waste of time, it seems eminently sensible for schools to put them at a time when those who do opt out do not then have to spend that time in school. Nevertheless, de la Cierva says they've complained officially to the authorities and the matter is being investigated. So why do they get so worked up about what other children do if their Catholic children are receiving the RE they want to? Well, de la Cierva is quick to reply. The special agreement between the Spanish government and the Vatican, she says, insists that RE is a core subject on the same level as maths. The agreement must be upheld. Just a moment, madam. The Concordat, to which you refer, was signed before the approval of the Spanish Constitution, when Franco was still fresh in his grave and Roman Catholicism ruled the show. No doubt the Vatican thinks that RE, though only Catholic RE, one assumes, is a core subject, but Spanish law allows pupils to opt out. This is what really gets the Catholic hierarchy, and Rome reminded Spanish bishops in a recent communique that they must oppose all alternatives to religious education. At the end of the day, the reason for all this anger is probably the fact that the number of pupils choosing Catholic RE continues to fall. In fact, once they're past the age of First Communion in Year 4 of primary school, numbers plummet. While at secondary school, more than half choose the alternative classes. It's rather too many people to stick in the corridors. Now, a few schools are trying to offer a creative solution to the problem by filling the time with useful or even fun activities. At one Madrid school, they're using the time to encourage pupils to read more. "We've chosen books so they experience the pleasure of reading," says a teacher. Now, last week we mentioned the experience of writer Eduardo Soto's child. Things have improved there. They've replaced Ludo with drafts and chess. Well, that's educational. Others offer radio workshops or a look at local customs. But most schools do nothing. At best, homework, but in silence. What about if a pupil needs help with their homework? Well, according to the law, the teacher should refuse to answer. But in practice, it's suspected that teachers might just say something. It's even worse for the youngest school children who have little homework. The father of a 3-year-old girl who attends a school in Seville picked her up one day to find her in tears because she had been pulled out of class with 2 Muslim pupils and shut in a filing room. She thought she was being punished. This year an evangelical boy has joined them, and the teacher gives them jigsaws to do. Things have also improved at a school in Cuenca. Those not taking RE used to be stuck in the corridor, but this year they've got, quote, a nice teacher, unquote, with whom they plant seeds, look after the garden, and use a computer. But as many parents remark, it's all a matter of luck, and that's what really infuriates them. The welfare of their children is all down to chance. And the father of the little girl in Seville asks, why should she pay for the mess they've made of things? Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting each week at emission.net. Goodbye.
Emisión.net